Happy Monday. Thank you for joining me again for 10 Minutes to Get More, where I share a tip, tool, or technique to help you get the most out of your career or out of your commercial teams in the travel industry. So for the past 2 weeks, I've been talking about things that are mostly beyond our control when we start a new job. Red flags and green flags about the new company or new role that we might be in. If you haven't watched them, go back and watch those as well, or first, if you're watching this recorded. And those things that have been beyond our control, we've been leading up and we've been culminating in today's session, because if you've been following me closely, you'll know I'm all about being the pilot and not the passenger, and that means controlling what you can control. So here are my tips to take control in your new or your newish job and really make the most of it and hopefully enjoy it a bit more as well. So, don't let this opportunity pass you by. What you do in the first few months of a new role can really impact your success in the future, and also how much fun you're having along the way, which is really important for me. Again, I'll be sharing my tips based on the pilot principle. These are my 4 key pillars to making the most of your career and also getting the most out of your teams. We're all 2 sides of the same coin. I'm going to start over here with self-leadership, which is where I normally start with my individuals, all about knowing yourself, knowing what you want to do, and taking control of your situation. Self-leadership, this one is going to sound like a bit of a platitude, but what's got you here won't get you there. Now, you've probably heard that, and I had definitely heard that, and I kind of understood it conceptually, but what does that really mean in terms of action for you in real life? So if you're anything like me, you might be quite ambitious, a bit of a perfectionist, which I'm really trying to recover from, and a bit of a striver, so trying really hard to prove yourself, to do better, to do more, to prove you're ready for the next level. It's almost like that salmon swimming upstream, like whatever comes your way, you want to battle it out of the way because you want to prove that you're good, you want to be successful, you want to get that next role. And then what happens when you get that next role? Well, then you're leveling up, right? It's like going from school to university. You can't keep doing the same thing and pushing yourself harder and harder to achieve that level, because actually there's 10 times as much work. There's more new things to learn than you've had to learn for quite a few years, especially true if you've been in a similar role for a long time and then moving to a new role. There's loads to learn. So just striving and working really hard is a definite recipe for burnout. So what I would recommend in this section of self-leadership, and again, we're back over here, is learning to be more effective, using leverage and getting momentum. Now, what does that mean? Again, this still sounds like platitudes. So knowing when you do your best work in terms of time of the day. It means understanding your energy levels and what kind of work gives you energy and what drains you, because then you can manipulate your calendar or your time so that if you know that you're doing something that drains you, you bring in something energizing afterwards rather than just continue on the draining streak. It means knowing what skills you're really good at and what ones you aren't so good at, so that you do more of the things you're good at and you delegate quicker the stuff that you're not as good at. And it also means knowing your sort of like superpower. So what is it you're doing that makes you really good and effective? For me, it's always about collaborating and connecting with people. So whenever I feel stuck or a bit down or like I haven't done a good job, my first thing that I do is connect with someone else, get a second opinion, or just have a chat, because it immediately changes my mood. But you need to know for you what that kind of superpower is. Perhaps it's reading, perhaps it's presenting things in front of people, talking things through. Whatever it is, you've got to know what your way out is, because you can leverage that and change things really quickly when you just do that. Don't do things like other people, do things like you. Number 2, we're moving around the propeller today, so we're going into the section of skill. Now, of course, you're in this new role because you were probably good at your previous job and you probably got a bunch of skills and experience. I'm not going to tell you that you need to learn all that again. What I would say for skill is to think about how you can add a quick win to this company, which helps you build credibility. So you can think of it like a Venn diagram. I haven't prepared this one earlier. Think of it like a Venn diagram of your skills and experience. Okay, so on this side you have your skills and experience. And on the other side of the Venn diagram is your new role or your new company and what they need. Okay. So your skills and experience and the new role or the new company. And what you want to do is find that gap in the middle, or that crossover in the middle. And that is where you can add some value. So this is a really nice way to find a quick win where it's not going to be much effort for you or much brain power for you to do it, but it's going to add a lot of value to your new company. So an example could be you're moving from a hotel company where you've been doing leisure sales and you're moving into a B2B company where you'll be helping with the contracting. Now, there's a clear thing there where you've got experience on the hotel side and the B2B company maybe doesn't have that skill set in the team. So what you could do there to help add value where that overlap comes could be something like, how do hotels approach leisure sales? What are hotels targeted on that your company can impact? Who are the main stakeholders in hotels? How are hotels managed? That's the kind of thing that's going to be easy for you, but add a quick win and value for your team, your new team. Then I'm going to go on down to slick communication. So this is also connected to the quick win. It's also about building credibility quickly. And slick communication here is all about thinking about the first impression you want to make. And don't worry, you can do this even if you've been there a little while already, because you can always change what people think about you. I love this trick. It feels so cunning, but actually you're just helping people to frame you. And this is called seeding. So think about how you want people to think about you. Maybe you have 3 or 4 things. I want to be seen as strategic. I want to be seen as people first. I want to be seen as someone that understands the data, for example. Let's say those are my 3 things. And then what I would do is just start or finish sentences with a little bit of a frame like that to help people frame it. So, for example, thinking about the bigger picture, or let's refer back to the strategy of the company, XYZ, helps people put into context that you're about to be strategic. Or if you say, when we put people first, this is the impact that will have XYZ. And they'll know that you're not just moaning about the impact or talking about the impact. They'll know it's because you're people first. So this is where you can be really on purpose about how you want people to see you and help them see you like that by giving them this little frame to put you in. The last pillar that we're looking at, is support. So I highly recommend in the first week or weeks of your new role is to really map out who your job is interconnected with, who your KPI is interconnected with, and who you'll be talking to on a regular basis. So these are your stakeholders, right? And there is a lovely quadrant, and I'm not going to attempt to draw again, a lovely quadrant of stakeholders and how you manage them, which is how much influence they have on you. And oh my God, I've got the other one now. So basically you can map them out in the quadrant. You can look that up on the internet. And I really like to put in there as well whether they seem to be a supporter or a detractor. So a little story from my past. I was starting a new role in a new company, and I'd had very well done by my boss and by the company. They'd set me up meetings with all of my stakeholders. I had like 30 meetings in a week. That was a bit nuts, but it meant I got to know everyone quickly, understand how their work would influence mine, and vice versa. One of those stakeholders cancelled my meeting at the last minute. And I didn't arrange it straight away. I didn't rearrange it straight away, which now knowing him, I think I should have. And all the way through our time working together, it was a very sticky relationship. I mean, like prickly relationship. We didn't see eye to eye. We had very different approaches to things. And essentially, I kind of avoided him because I didn't like talking to him. He made me feel uncomfortable. And what I really should have done is understand that he's a potential detractor. He's someone influential in the company. And therefore, I could have activated my superpower of connecting with people and asked how to best manage this person. And I think that really would have changed how much I enjoyed the role, enjoyed being with him, and also potentially my future opportunities. So while you're looking at who do I need to talk to, who do I need to keep informed, who do I need to ask about decisions, but also do they seem to be a supporter or a detractor, and how can I change that? So I know in the travel industry, most of us don't really have any onboarding to speak of. There's no buddies really at the kind of senior level. They just fling you in. So maybe you have to watch those 90 onboarding videos that are kind of irrelevant for your job. Or you just get fobbed off onto HR rather than getting quality time with people who understand the work you do. So if you'd like a sounding board in your new role, someone who's an industry expert as well as qualified to support you, please do get in touch. I know prioritizing all of this while dealing with like drinking from the fire hose workload is tough. And that's exactly what I help with in Momentum. You might be worried you'll never get it all done, so we'll work together to define what's really important and make a plan for getting it done. That's part of what I do. Momentum is the 100-day accelerator with a co-pilot in your pocket. That's me. So you can be better than anyone expected in your new role. This is perfect for people stepping up into new, bigger roles, maybe a head of or director role, or a bigger regional remit than you had before. So if you aren't getting the support you deserve, or that self-doubt is creeping in, which is really normal, now's your chance to act and change the course of the next 100 days.